5 important marketing strategies, business strategies that business owners in general or marketers should understand. Understand a little bit better how customers work, how the business might work in order to help them make better decisions. The first theory I'm going to talk about is the 80-20 rule. This is also called the Pareto principle, named after the guy who came up with this theory at the end of the 19th century. And he noticed that 80% of land in Italy was owned by around about 20% of people. And rumour has it actually that initially he noticed in his garden 80% of peas that were grown in his garden came from 20% of the plants. So that's where that 80-20 distribution idea comes from. And it's not an absolutely perfect rule. Some situations it might be 80-30, doesn't have to add up to 100, could be 90-15, 90-20. It doesn't really matter, but the principle is most of your results or most of a situation's variable, depending on what that is going to come from 20% of the actions or activities or people, in business or marketing. That theory translates to 80% of sales coming from 20% of the customers. Another one is 80% of sales comes from 20% of the sales force. And after being in real estate for almost 5 years, that's fairly true for the real estate industry. The top group of agents make most of the sales, and then the rest of the agents sort of are sharing quite a small share of the overall sales, and they don't do very well. But the top 10-20%, they do really, really well. And why this theory is important is because it teaches us to focus on activities that are giving us the best outcome. If we can work out which 20% of our customers, what they look like, what their characteristics are that give us 80% of our sales outcomes, profit, then we can target our marketing efforts towards more of the people who are like that 20%. Or we could just treat that 20% really, really well, Relationship management is core of sales, keeping that 20% of customers who give us 80% of our sales, keeping them happy, making sure they stay with us. So it's teaching us maybe not to worry so much about the little stuff. I mean, we still need to do it. It's not like we throw the rest of it out the door, we just don't do it. So focus most of our energy and time on that 20%, which gives us most of our outcomes. Theory number 2 is the expectancy disconfirmation theory. This is a consumer behavior type theory. It's service marketing, it's very prominent. The idea behind this theory is for a customer to be satisfied, or on the other hand, dissatisfied. They come to that conclusion through comparing their expectations. So their expectations could be based on prior consumptions, buying that product before, or buying a similar product to that one from a similar brand. Could be through research, could be through our friends. However we get information about that company, could be its marketing and advertising. We have certain expectations for a product. And then once that product is consumed and we have our outcome, we compare the performance or the outcome against those expectations. And that process is called disconfirmation. So if our experience or the performance of the product exceeded our expectation, so it was higher than what we expected, that means customers are going to be highly satisfied. And if our customers are satisfied, they're going to tell their friends and family about us, they might leave a review online. Chances are they're going to consume, again, they're going to be repeat customers. On the other hand, if performance or the experience didn't reach the certain expectations that customer had previously, then that customer becomes dissatisfied. And if they're not satisfied, they're going to tell friends, family negative things about us. They might leave a negative review online. They're probably not going to ever consume our products or services again. Basically, the model is helping businesses understand all the aspects that go into satisfying customers and making sure we retain them by keeping them happy and giving them what they want. The third model I'm talking about is the product life cycle. The life cycle for a product or service. This model is mainly based on products. Basically, the life cycle is the amount of time it's in the market. And the idea behind this theory is that there's 4 stages for this life cycle. Firstly, we're doing the research and development, all the ideas are coming together. Once we've done that, and ideally we do a little bit of research so we know that there is a market for this product. This life cycle starts when the product reaches the market. Then it's introduction period. Their awareness is low, no one knows what our product is, what it does. So generally this stage is where businesses invest most in marketing and advertising to increase awareness of what it is. The next phase of the life cycle is the growth phase. See, I've done a little picture here of a graph of the life cycle. So you can see here at the start, no one knows about it, sales is low. The rapid incline period that comes next is the growth phase. People know about the product, we're spending a lot of money on advertising, we're starting to get more sales, we might distribute it more widely. Things are looking up. The next stage is maturity. So this is where it's at the peak of the curve. In the maturity phase, we're probably not going to increase sales anymore. Sales are already high. Competition is generally low. When we're in that maturity period, we're chugging along, doing well. Marketing can be reduced. Also, the cost to produce, manufacture that product is lower because we're probably getting better at it. We've streamlined our costs. So this is the most profitable stage. We can't be at the top forever. So there's going to be the decline phase after that. See here, after the peak, we reach the decline phase. And there's different strategies that businesses can use here. They can try that product in different markets. So if we're a New Zealand brand, we might move that to Australia or America with the same product, trying to increase sales by extending to different markets. But generally, as we reach the end of the life cycle, it's going to be removed from the market. So it's that phase just before it's reduced. We're not getting increases in sales. We're not even getting consistent sales. Generally, there's competitors that have come to the market that have got something better suited to customers. So that's when the next phase of research and development starts way back here, and the next product cycle will start for our next product. The fourth model I'm going to talk about is Porter's 5 forces. That's that little model I've drawn down here. Basically, Porter's 5 forces is assessing how competitive a marketplace is. It shows a business how attractive that market is. We might be thinking about a product to develop, do research on these different markets to see which market has the most likelihood of us being profitable. If competition is really high, it's a competitive marketplace, it's probably not attractive to a business. And if we're already in that marketplace, it helps us to understand it better and maybe how we can tinker our product or try it in a different market. It just gives us an objective look at that marketplace. The first factor we've got is buyer power. can see over there. How much power do buyers have in that marketplace? Do businesses need buyers more than buyers need those businesses? Can the buyers in that marketplace change their mind, choose something else which makes a major variation on that market? That's the buyer power. Next is new entrants to that market. How easy is it for new companies to enter that marketplace? Is there a lot of government regulations? Do they need a lot of capital, a lot of technology? The harder it is for new businesses to enter that marketplace, then the more advantages it gives to the people who are already in that market. It's probably quite likely to be profitable if we're not going to have all these businesses come along and take our profits. So understanding barriers to entry to that marketplace is quite important. Next is competition, which is the middle of that model. These all influence the industry itself. So who are our competitors already in the marketplace? If there's very low competition, then obviously it's quite an attractive marketplace. If there's already heaps of competition and our margin's probably quite low to enter that marketplace, it's probably not worth it. The next one is substitutes. So a substitute isn't a direct competitor who gives the same product or service we do. It's a slightly different product or service which can still substitute the product that we create. Say, for example, we manufacture potato chips, which are quite unhealthy, full of fat, full of carbs, not a very healthy choice. Then say a portion of our customers, because the world's getting more and more healthier, we're trying to push more healthier foods, healthier alternatives. If a large group of our customers decide that they don't want to eat potato chips anymore, they might buy an alternative. There's some pea, like a pea product that my partner buys, which isn't a potato chip, but it's kind of a snacky thing which could replace potato chips, but it's a lot healthier for you, and it's not a potato chip, but it can substitute the use of potato chips. So that's an example of what a substitute might be in that marketplace. And the last one is supplier power. How much power do our suppliers have? Are there very few suppliers to that marketplace? They might supply the raw goods for us to manufacture what we do, for example. Or are there lots of suppliers in that marketplace, so we've got more choice who we can go to, therefore get better prices and negotiate better terms for us? If there's very few suppliers, they'll have the power. So all of this is helping to understand a marketplace and the likelihood of us being successful in that market. The fifth theory model I want to talk about is the Ansoff Matrix. See a picture of it down here. Basically, the Ansoff Matrix is helping us to understand the potential for growth in a marketplace that we're in, or maybe an alternative marketplace. But if we're wanting to grow, expand, maybe produce new products or go to new markets, and this theory helps us understand our opportunities better. So there's 4 strategies here, and some of them are more riskier than others. Start over here with market penetration. Market penetration is a market-based strategy. We're going to focus on the market we're already in with the product. So our tactic might be to make it a little bit cheaper, or we might increase marketing to try and sell more and get more of that market. But there's less risk because we're not spending money going into a new market. We're not spending money producing a new product or service. The next one is market development. In a market development strategy, we're using an existing product in a new marketplace. Say, for example, We might produce a product in New Zealand which is successful. We might expand that marketplace to Australia and try the Australian market. But we're not changing our product. It's exactly the same product. We're just going to try and sell it in a new marketplace. The next one is product development. With a product development strategy, we're going to come up with a new product, but sell it in the marketplace we're already in. So we might know about our market really well. We've been in it for a while, got a reputation, but we might find a gap in the market to produce a slightly different product or a new product for that same market of customers or that same region. So that's how we could be trying to expand that way. And the last one is a diversification strategy. Diversification strategy is a brand new product in a brand new market. See down here, so this is increased risk down in this bottom corner. The least risk is the market penetration. Same product, same market. It's not going to cost us much to increase marketing or make that product cheaper. But diversification means we need to research a whole new marketplace and understand that a lot better, and then create a product to suit the needs of that market. And there might be a lot of money spent on research and development, trialing these products, a lot of overheads we have to spend before that even comes to a marketplace. But we might identify an opportunity for us, so that might be really profitable in the long run because it's a brand new market with a brand new group of customers that we haven't been able to tap into yet. High risk, high rewards, as they say. And that's another week, 50 weeks of marketing. I hope this week wasn't too boring with these theories. We'll see you again next week for another topic. Cheers.